Okay. How you doing, guys? Yesterday, someone said that we really didn't get to talk about what they wanted to talk about. I wasn't responding to the comment because I didn't see them. I had I had to turn on another screen and all of this other stuff, and I was trying to save bandwidth. So, first of all, hi, Clyde, how you doing? Kyle, Inkheart, Rich Buddy, BB, Kyle, Roger, okay, and Eddie, and we say howdy here. All right. So I wanted to address Trevor. How you doing? I wanted to address first things first. I said, well, I should show my watch. Didn't really, okay, my watch that I have on today, Parmigiani, Fluier, Tonda, Hemispheres. I don't know if you can see it any better there or not. All right, so all of that's taken care of. Hi, Kurt. Hi, Steve. So now I can see what you're saying, and I won't be ignoring anybody. Hi, DG. Okay, is that a NATO? Yes, it is, Steve. That's a NATO strap, and it's all NATO'd up. And this is a 24 millimeter lugs on this thing, so it's got to be pretty fat. It's starting to cool off finally, and so I'm probably going to be going back to a gator strap or a phony gator strap with gator markings on it. All right, thank you. So let's talk about this. One of the things, let me see if this will help. I got the light here. So let me see if I can. The light need better than that. Rats. There it is. It's not much help. The camera on my other computer is better. And hi, Rudy. And I'll. Okay, let's see. Where was I? Bacon Eater. How you doing, man? We're talking about so we're collecting watches. Okay. I have this one here. This one's always sort of nearby. This is my Maurice Lacroix. The reason it's nearby, my case ran out of room, and so I had one of these little display stands, and so I just keep it here on a display stand. Now, so let's, Bill, are you in the U.S. watch guy? Yes, I am. All right. Thanks, DG. All right, so let's talk about this, about what do we do? What do we collect them for? I find myself spending in a huge amount of time with doing watch stuff. I'm looking stuff up. I'm reading about something. I'm playing with my, where is it? It's in here somewhere. I'm playing with one of this right now. This is my current thing that I play with, and I have another one that I have to sort of fix because what I did is that I took it apart and I wanted to put on this dial, but I didn't want to have any subdials. I wanted just this nice smooth enamel dial on it, and so I found out that I had to cut back on the fourth wheel. And that'll be, and by cutting back on it, I was able to put the dial over it, but you have to really sand it down or file it down. What's called the output pin on the wheel where the little hand goes. And if you don't do it enough, the pressure against the fourth wheel stops it. So I've been working on that. Okay, when is the GPHG? I think is what you meant, Eddie. It's in November. And by the way, for those of you who entered the, what's it called? Grand Prix picks contest. There's still 2 more watches to give away. And so that'll be cool. And that's in November when they have it. I think they have it. If you go to the gphg.org site, you can find out about it there. Okay, so what's going on here? Let me see. Okay, I'm not looking yellow. Listen, it's the camera on my portable is better than this one, but somehow I got this one fixed up so everything works out the way I want it to. Got my afternoon coffee going. All right. Yeah. What we say howdy here, huh? Is easier to store outside the oversight of one significant other. Yeah, right. There's a, it's really funny. As I say, it's always best to hide things in plain sight. Oh, I got this years ago. So I don't know how many excuses there are. What I found out is that when my wife goes shopping, she doesn't always reveal everything she got. And so when she comes out with something, I say, hey, when did you get that? Oh, I got that a long time ago. So I took a page from her playbook and learn from your spouses. Okay, I'm against the idea of a watch box in case I like the future to buy a table for my watches. That's cool. Hi, Robin. How you doing? All right, so let's talk about this. All right, so we're collecting watches, and very soon we find out that it's really expensive. Okay, we can't just keep buying watches left and right, and so we have to stop. We have to plan, and we can do some different things. One, we can sort of take what I call a trading card strategy for collections. And that is that you start swapping them out. You get one, you get another one, and you keep swapping them. And the collection is in the swapping. Well, that's the interaction in the swapping, I suppose, is the fun in collection. Another type is that you, again, with timepieces, you collect them to a point, at least in terms of what you can afford, and then you hit a saturation point, and you got to do something. In my case, I got some very good watches early on. I had certain opportunities to do so, and I took advantage of them. And that turned out pretty good, actually. But then you hit a point where what you want, or in my case, what I want, is very expensive. And so now I've got to figure out, okay, so I'm going to have to start saving. And in the meantime, there's you start seeing all of these other different things that came up. This is a good example of something that came up. This is the Maurice Lacroix. It had the Jacquet 736. I was looking for a Jacquet 736. Saw a deal that was too good to pass up. Put in a really low bid, not thinking I'd get it, and I got it. And so I had to buy it. And so when you do that, you sort of deplete your savings for something bigger. So once you get that, you can enjoy that. Now, okay, so that's one thing. Another thing, okay, let me take a look at some of these things. Kurt, does not using one if the spindles on your movement change the accuracy of overall movement. Kurt, let me tell you, that may happen. My spindles are at my mercy. I ordered 2 additional fourth wheels. Those are the ones that run the second hand. They call the fourth wheel, or fourth gear, one of the two. And anyway, so yeah, you got to be really careful. And like I said, I'm sort of like I'm sort of trying to build a watch wearing boxing gloves. So that's the way it goes. But it's a lot of fun. And one of the strategies I found out while I'm trying to save up is that if you buy the most inexpensive movement that's a clone of a clone of a clone, it's the same stuff. Now that has two types of lessons to it. First of all, you say, wait a minute, these people are asking, $5,000-$10,000 for a watch with the same movement, and here you are pulling it apart, and you picked it up. Well, in my case, I picked it up for $30. And if I destroy it, okay, I destroy it, then I'll take all the parts that I haven't destroyed and use that for, use the movement for parts. And it's a lot cheaper than even thinking about opening up one of my really good expensive watches. Okay, how do you keep the focus in watch collection, Franks? That's a great question. That's a hard one too. How do you keep your focus in terms of what you really want? That's probably one of the hardest things to do because there's so many temptations out there. Right now, I've got 3. 2 of them are big ones. One is that I really want to get that Lang and Heine. It's just such a beautiful watch, but it's also expensive. The second one I want to get is not that expensive, but not cheap either, and that's the Harboring 2 Doppel Felix. And then the other one I want to get is a Rolex Cellini Prince. The Harboring 2 and the Cellini Prince cost about the same. And the Lang is a little more than double of either one of them. So, I'm sort of trying to keep the focus on that. Then I'm going along and I find other stuff. And, that's so the question about focus is like anything else. I mean, anything else you want. So the thing that I try to do is that when I'm not, I'm playing with a watch I just bought. And how long can you do that? I mean, you get a new watch and you play around with it and you like it and you wear it. That's another thing too. I wear them all the time. I've had to force myself to put away at least one FP Journe every other month because I like wearing the Chronomet Souverain so much. That's my favorite watch to wear. So is my H. Moser. And so, I just have to force myself to put them away and pull out some of the other ones. One of the ones that's really a nice watch I used to wear a lot is my El Lara. And I got mad at it because I got mad at the watch because I found out that they didn't tell me the truth about the movement. They said it was one thing, and I found out it was something else. And, I got to sort of get over that because everything else about the watch is incredible. That's the kind of thing. I suppose the more you learn about a watch, any watch or any watch company, you're going to find some stuff you wish you hadn't have found. None of them are innocent. Of course, we aren't either. So, we have to be careful about things. Well, that's one of the things too, is that you get you get involved in something with watches. There's so many interesting things to do. It's not that hard in a way to wait because I'm off doing something else. I'll be following up something right now. There's something really interesting too that maybe we can have a chat about this at another time. But I read that Audemars Piguet is going to be bringing all of its watches into Audemars Piguet boutiques. In other words, the only place you'll be able to get an Audemars Piguet, or at least a new one, is in an Audemars Piguet boutique. And I thought, well, you know, that's crazy. And I talked to somebody, and he said, oh yeah, he said that's not going to work. And then I found out that 63% of all of the Richemont watches, 63% are from their boutiques. They're from company-owned stores, so to speak. Now, that means 37% of all of the Richemont watches, which is Vacheron Constantin, A. Lange, Jaeger-LeCoultre, all of these watches that are part of that. I think now Glashütte is somebody else, but anyway, when you look at all those watches, you realize, wait a minute. Now, I went down to the boutique in New York that Vacheron Constantin has, and I wasn't too happy with the person who was working with it. And on the other hand, the FP Journe folks down the street are fantastic. But so that's another topic too. So I'm trying to find out about that, and then I'm finding out all kinds of different things, which way things are going. I don't know. So there's always something interesting going on. So like I said, is that this is while I'm saving for something else. And this goes back to the question is that, you know, what do you do when you're saving up, you know, in between watches, so to speak? Okay, let's see what else you guys have here. They're out to stop, if not destroy, the gray market. Well, BB, you know, they probably won't destroy the gray market, okay? What they want to do is that if you go to an AD, the AD is going to he's going to pay about half the retail price. And so if you have a $20,000 timepiece, your AD is going to expect to get it for $10,000. All right. Now, if you own the boutique, if you're the you know, any one of the companies that's part of Richemont, or Richemont owns it itself, there's some company that's a watch seller. I forgot the name of it that Richemont bought. And so they're a big chain. I mean, they're a big chain like what's a big chain? What's a big watch store chain? I can't think of the one that because they're going out of business. Here's the thing I predict. Okay, it's going to happen. Is that that Rich Buddy, that's the name of it. Tourneau. They're on the ropes. Believe me. Here's what I see happening that's sort of interesting, is that they're pulling it in, but at the same time, you may have noticed that they never used to do this. They're publishing the retail prices. If you go to Patek Philippe, if you go to Vacheron Constantin, they have the prices right there. Same thing with Jaeger-LeCoultre. It used to be the only place you could find that with the Steinhardt, but now more and more of them are doing it, because I think and this is from an online source, the next step is a very quick one, and that is start selling them online, because that's where the market's going. So Watchfinder, yes, that's it. Bacon Eater and all of you guys who put it down. BB, that's right. You were the first guy that had Watchfinder. Yeah, that was the one that I had seen. So now they're owned by Richemont. Okay, all right. So what happens to the gray market? Well, here's the funny thing. Where do you think the gray market gets most of its watches from? Now, it's not some guy in a sort of wearing a cape like here are these watches. They'll get them from the like if Vacheron Constantin has a model they can't sell, they'll sell them to the gray market. That's where they get most of their watches. And in the gray market, they can sell them for what they want to. And so in a way, it's the ones who are going to get burned. I think, yeah, BB, you're right. The AD, BB and Bacon Eater, you're right. It's going to be the AD that's going to get squeezed on that. So you've got here in Connecticut over to Oh, locally we have one. God, I don't do much with with ADs. So I don't know the local one. Uh, there's something in Bond, Green, Bond and Green, or somebody like that. It's the name of our local in West Hartford. The name of the dealer over toward there's a bigger one over toward in Greenwich, and that's they have Better Ridge, and then they have a Feedy or somebody like that. Now these are the guys I think. Now they have this AD status. We'll see what happens. You know, one of the things that was sort of interesting. Okay. By the way, too, I'm getting off the topic. Let's talk about, you know, this is what I'm trying to point out. I started to point out, or you guys actually did, was to what do you do in between buying watches? I mean, you know, buy and swap. Now that some people, that's all they want to do. They just want to buy watches that are easy to turn around, and then buy more of the same thing that are easy to turn around. And that, you know, it's got its own rewards, I suppose. To me, I try to get watches, each one with a little different story to it about watchmaking. And that was why I got this Maurice Lacroix. It's a mystery watch. Here you have a company, Jacquet S.